So recently I made a game which absolutely nobody played and it wasn't that good. So today I'm gonna fix that. There are a few reasons why nobody played. One is because nobody even knew that I made games, and two, because it isn't that good. So now I'm gonna try and make the game better. To start things off, I decided to replicate the game on Scratch. Scratch games are usually more recognised than games published on itch.io. I also linked the Unity version of the game in the notes and credits. I try not to spend too much time on the Scratch version and eventually settle on making the maps randomly generated because it's easier than user-generated ones with Scratch. I tried to figure out how to make a web version that you could run on your browser, but I got a bit confused, so I gave up and made a light theme version so you can voluntarily burn your eyes. The light theme does have a different map, so if you want to play all the maps, you're gonna have to play the light theme. So with all that out of the way, I actually started to improve the game. First thing I did is make a better quit game system. I've been in the menu of games and accidentally pressed the quit and closed the game countless times. So I made sure that my game asked you if you were sure that you wanted to quit. Next thing I did was add a button link to my YouTube channel, so if you actually got the game not knowing about my YouTube channel, you could get there using the button. I also made some nice background images, which have a slightly noticeable gradient being lighter in the middle. The next thing my game needed was sound, because it was dead silent and kinda ominous. I worked on making a bit of music with the help of a Brachy's tutorial using a program called Buscacil? Anyway, after a while I made these. After adding the music, I decided to make some sound effects for when you win and fail. Then out of nowhere, I had a brilliant idea: multiple levels. Now I had a use for the second gameplay soundtrack that I'd made earlier. So to get started adding this idea, I made a quick menu where you could select levels. Before I started making level 2, I improved the first level a bit. For some reason, when you right click scenes, there's no duplicate button, and I had no idea what the command for duplicating objects was, and Ctrl+C plus Ctrl+V didn't work. I had to search it up and it took me way longer than it should have because nobody thought that there was someone who actually didn't know such a simple thing, but here I am. Eventually I found a Brachy's tutorial about good shortcuts people should know, and that included the one I needed, which was Ctrl+D. Thank you, Brachy's. I also started making another soundtrack because I thought the second one was too intense for the second level, so I made that become a third level song, while this new one would be for level 2. Once I put that into level 2, I started making the level. So after level 2 was done, I had to make the win and fail scenes work. Anyway, I got that working and I started to make level 3. I wanted level 3 to be significantly harder than the other two, as it's going to be the last level of the game, accidentally making it impossible a lot of times. The main reason why I'm not doing more than 3 levels is because I cannot think of any new obstacle designs to fit more than 4 levels. It would all just be a repeat. I had to cut out a lot of the hard parts because some of it was too hard to beat and people would just rage quit and not even finish the game if it was too hard. After a few more minutes I finished making level 3, so now there was enough levels to keep people playing for a few more minutes. I didn't do any more work on the game for around a week because I was thinking about what to name the channel. This would change a few more things on the game. I decided I would search up a bunch of names and see if anyone else is using them, and eventually I settled on Code Shrimp. After that was out of the way, I made a little picture with the text that would appear when you launch the game saying "Made by Code Shrimp." Eventually I settled on using some of the fonts built into the app I was using, but tried to make it look slightly like Cluster Truck UI because that looks kind of nice. For some reason I didn't center the image and now I'll never forgive myself. After that I added a cool gradient for the intro, then I tested the game, checking for any bugs, built the game and then tested again. So that's how I improved my game. Of course, it's not something I expect thousands of people to be playing every day, more of just a little project for me, and someone might download and play once, just check it out. Thanks for watching.